I had intended to have a segment in which we went onto Gumtree and searched for the word "cum" as like a warm-up, because as it turns out, lots of people go onto Gumtree and they're like, I'm going to list my sofa cum armchair or my end table cum drinks tray. And in the height of the pandemic, I used to like look on Gumtree and I'd be like, cum drinks tray. Right before this, I looked on Gumtree and I typed in cum and it brought up no results. And I think Gumtree have specifically stopped you from searching cum.
That's really
disappointing.
Even though there's stuff with cum in the word, because they've wised up to me and they know.
Yeah, I also had a similar section in which I thought we could all go to Pornhub and search the word cum. But again, strangely, I couldn't find any videos.
Down on it now.
Yeah.
I have one ads come for sale.
Oh, do you?
You got
What
a cum for sale?
It's Chris Cummings signed limited edition print. But not only that, but its location is in Cumnock.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. That makes me feel better.
To Lunchtime, the only podcast containing 91.67% of a packet of biscuits.
I like it. I like the little... Yeah, you've done
I'm
well.
your host, Spectacle.
Have a lozenge.
And with me, Animitch.
Konnichiwa, what's up, guys?
That's famous Japanese women's wrestling YouTuber, Animitch, I think you'll find.
Famous Japanese women's rights activist.
I haven't had it today, so don't talk to me. Until I have.
Don't talk to me until I had my misogyny. Catsman.
Hiya.
Moogle peas.
I'm still concerned.
Should I miss no?
It's me, I'm here online.
And Woolly Shambler.
It's me, Wooly.
We got some things to talk about today. Do we want to get Ape Escape out of the way?
Yeah. I already can't remember it. The longer we wait, the less there's left in my brain. And there's only scraps at best.
What was that, like a year ago?
I think it was about 6 months.
It's been a while. Are we down to 2 podcasts a year?
Yeah.
Biannual
No,
podcast.
we do
only did
loads
one
of
last
them. If you can get
They're
the
just
rest
not
of
high
them,
quality enough, so we throw them away.
subscribe to my
Subscribe to
Patreon
my
to get
Patreon.
all of the other podcasts that we definitely make.
We only release the highest quality podcast.
And right now, this one ain't cutting it, so let's bring that energy, guys.
Yeah!
Okay,
let's
Ape
restart.
Escape has such terrible controls. The controls are
doesn't.
so universally awful. Every button is bound to the wrong thing. So the
What do
play
you mean?
control, like the physics of the character and stuff, are great. But it's like Sony and their internal development studios looked at the PlayStation controller like it was a puzzle they had to solve when it had already been solved.
So, actually it hadn't, because this is the first game that ever used the DualShock.
Yeah, and
baby.
it
You can
used it
tell.
for the wrong things.
You can tell.
What are you talking about?
This
Okay.
game, I really enjoyed this game, but I also feel like I was making the same mistake with my like camera controls the entire time, and I never got used to it.
I think possibly because subsequent games have come out and they've standardized the way that 3D platformer controls are designed, going back to Ape Escape is very difficult because your entire muscle memory disintegrates. But
Yes.
Mitch, do you want to hear my specific gripes?
Go on.
Jump on R1 is a crime against nature. R1 should not be jump. A face button should be jump. Camera on the D-pad means that you can't adjust the camera and move at the same time, which is something that you often need to do in a platform game, and it is a constant source of pain because the camera is not great. It's very zoomed in, and things constantly get between the camera and the player, so you need to adjust it all the time. I kind of like the idea of having gadgets on the right stick.
Yeah, so the idea of Ape Escape is that all of your tools are used with the right stick, because this was one of
Slow the fuck down!
Okay.
We haven't even talked about the premise of Ape Escape.
We were
apes got
already
out.
talking about the controller,
You have to
Mitch.
go
We'll
through
do
time.
the premise later.
No, I want to do it now.
Okay.
You know
do
what,
the
Mitch?
premise
If you,
now, Mitch.
if you edit it, you can just put
That's
it in the right
true.
order later.
I think that the
You can just
people
take-
who had trouble here did not play
ones that
Monster
didn't grow
Hunter
up
and thus
with it.
cannot move in camera
Hold
at the
on,
same time.
can you just acknowledge the fact that I'm one of the people who said I had a problem with it?
You've obviously never played Monster Hunter. It's quite clear.
I've played
It's
more
quite
hours
clear.
in Monster Hunter than probably most other games I've ever played.
Well, it's not enough, clearly.
But to be fair, I didn't have it. My issue with the controls and the camera specifically wasn't the same as the Catsman's experience, because I think it's one of the like shoulder buttons or something is to like put the camera behind you, and that's
Yes,
what I did.
that does
predominantly.
help.
That's what I did most of the time. My problem was that I kept trying to use the camera and using my items instead.
I get you.
Mogul, I assume what you're saying is that you have to turn your hand into a weird claw in order to
I
play
mean,
the game.
I
Yes.
don't mind
Well-
the claw. The claw is no difficulty for me, but it might be for other people.
Your complaints with the camera, if you are lodging them at that, then you must therefore have that same problem with something, say, like Mario 64, which
Yeah, I did.
also uses
That's,
the
No.
that's not
stick
true,
to
because Mario
jump.
64's camera is a
on the
lot
D-
more
on the
active,
C-
and it
C-pad.
it goes on a rail a lot of the time. It automatically points at things of interest, and also the field of view in Mario 64 is a lot wider, so you can see a lot more of the world around you, and you don't have to rely on moving the camera so much.
And the hand for your movement is not the same hand that you would have to be using to turn the camera, because your hand for jumping is on the camera, which does present its own issue, but it's a lot less of a struggle to move your right thumb up to the C buttons than it is to move your left thumb off your movement and then mess around with the D-pad.
Like
I reject your reality and substitute my own. The controls of Ape Escape are great for
Okay.
this type of game.
Animitch.
It is the premise. Everyone, shut up! Let me talk about
Yeah,
the premise.
what's the premise?
No, just to go back to the controller thing. I just also had the realization that like me and Specs were playing on an Xbox controller. If you were playing it on a PlayStation controller, doing the thumb and the claw grip would be a lot easier because the
Yeah.
joystick's in the right place.
I played
that's
it
true.
on an 8-bit do with PlayStation layout, and I didn't have a good time. Mitch, what's this game about?
Well, I'd rather talk about the controls.
Yeah, but the
Okay, well,
controls
so
in
the
a
right
3D
stick-
platformer, they don't matter. Tell me
They
how the
don't.
apes got out.
The game takes place. There's a theme park made of monkeys. There's only monkey paraphernalia at this theme park. And there's a German professor who escaped Project Paperclip who is working on a mental helmet that will increase the intelligence of the monkeys. And he gives one to a very special monkey, and that monkey goes insane knowing that he has been a slave for the enjoyment of his evolutionary brothers for all this time. So he breaks out, he makes a load of other helmets for his other monkey brethren, frees them, and they go to attack the professor, and they steal his time machine, and his plan is to go back in time to make it so that monkeys were the prime ape of
I get
of all time, and you're a little kid called Spike, and you have to go back in time and catch all the monkeys with your gadgets that your professor makes for you, and save time.
And all of the Jaggets are controlled by the right stick. And depending on which direction you flick the stick in, they'll do different things. So you start off with a little rod that you can spank the monkeys with, and you can flick it in the direction of the monkey to spank the monkey. And you also have a net, which you can flick towards a monkey to catch it. And you can sweep it in a circle to then catch it more easily, because that's the best way to catch a monkey. You get weirder stuff later on, like the monkey radar is kind of cool. You just sort of circle it around until you can see a bleep, and then you can kind of follow it to where a monkey is, and it rumbles to tell you when you're sort of pointing it in the right direction. And then there's the ring, in which you have to really hurt the palm of your hand to rev it up and run.
Quick.
You do. You got to spin it quick so it starts up quicker, Mitch. Otherwise, you're being inefficient.
Something about the order in which Mitch told the events didn't sit right with me, so I've looked it up. So if you go to the Ape Escape wiki page, it actually talks about gameplay before plot, so I'll say that first. The second point is that the monkeys aren't meant to have the helmets. Spectre, after putting on the prototype, steals the helmets and gives them to the monkeys to liberate them. So
That's what I said.
No, it's not. You said that all of the monkeys had the helmets on, but he was a special monkey.
I think it's more likely that he stole the helmet by accident.
He stole it and went fucking loco, and then stole the other helmets and gave them to the monkeys. So the monkeys weren't meant to have the helmets.
But that puts Spectre as already evil if he stole something, when I think he was an innocent monkey all along until his synapses were fired.
I'm siding with him on this, I think.
You get thrown back in time to try and stop the monkeys, because for whatever reason, the way time travel works in this, the monkeys haven't yet changed time by the time you get back in time to stop them. And then,
go on, tell me how time travel works in our reality specs.
Well,
Ding! Cinema sins! Time travel doesn't work like that.
So anyway, you start off in the dinosaur age, where there's dinosaurs catching monkeys, all prehistoric like. And I really like the monkeys in this game. They've got a lot of personality. They run away from you. They act differently depending on what type of monkey they are. Some will chuck bananas at you. Some will be really fucking fast, and you got to sneak up on them. There's monkeys that have special gadgets to sort of fight you with. Some monkeys are kind of like bosses and try and get in like motorized vehicles to fight you, and trees and stuff to fight you. Some monkeys just have guns.
It's genius, because instead of like, it's a collectathon, but the collectibles actively try to escape from you. And the design of the monkeys is the best thing ever since sliced bread, because you can distinguish what a monkey is just by the look of them, by the look of their trousers, but you also have their helmets, which tell you how alert they are. This game's genius.
I mean, yeah, I'd say the design of the monkeys and all of that stuff is probably the highlight of the game.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Do they have names and taglines in
they
one?
Do.
They do.
Yeah, so
that's also very fun.
It's different if you play the British dub versus the American dub. So they've all got a name and a little description.
Have they got British names?
They've got different
version?
British names. Yep. Yeah, it's quite funny. I think we mainly played the American one, but we did play a bit of the British one, and they changed some of the character names as well. Like Jake is called Buzz in America.
I think we played the British one, because I'm looking at these monkey names and I recognize the monkey names more.
I think you played the US version, because didn't you speed up the game? Oh, no, wait, yeah, you played the British.
I did a combination.
You sped up the
I played
game
a
to
bit
60
of both.
FPS, and you've ruined the music.
Yeah, it was great.
Wait, what did he do?
So we played the British version, but we used a timing hack to make it 60 FPS, which broke the music and made it faster.
What's your problem? Why can't you play a game normal?
He's just a wrong'un.
Yeah, and the voice acting is very different.
All of the cultural cachet that you've
really
just gained with me from eating expired food out the window.
I think Buzz had a really silly little baby voice, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It was really funny.
I don't want to be your friend anymore. It was like that.
Spike!
But the reason why you play the British dub is because Spectre's voice is fantastic.
Danny John Jules.
So good.
It's Danny John Jules.
Not Danny John Jules.
Oh, I love Danny John Jules. He's great as Gex in Gex 3.
In the American version, Spectre's voice is like you gave the actor say, "Can you sound like a monkey?" And that's what he does. But in the British dub, he was like, "Can you sound like a mean monkey?" Like a sexy, mean monkey. And that's what you get.
Platforming is not this game's strong point. I like the running around and collecting monkeys, but I don't like any of the bits where you have to jump on things. The last couple of levels are very platforming heavy, and it's quite annoying. I think part of the issue with the platforming as well is that your movement is quite slow, and the primary gadget you use for platforming, which is like a propeller that lets you fly up in the air, it's really slow. It gives you lift, but like, if you jump and then use it, you don't gain any additional height. So you're like always at a fixed height from where you start on the ground when you use it. And it's just like, it just doesn't feel fun to use, I think. The platforming just like, whereas in Mario, it's quite fun to just run and jump around. In this, I think I had the most fun when Mitch showed me how to levitate using the slingshot.
My favorite like bad implementation of the gadgets for the platforming is the one, like, clearly for the bridges that disappear underneath you, you're supposed to use the loop to run fast enough, but it doesn't work. So you have to jump across them anyway.
There's also the last gadget I think we've not properly talked about is the car that you use to chase monkeys. And while that's a cool thing, like you've got to flush the monkeys out by putting a little RC car to chase after them, and then you herd the monkey towards you. It's really frustrating in some parts. Like the hardest monkeys to get are the ones that use the RC car.
The monkey is scared of the RC car, but he's also aware of where you are. So if you're just standing in front of where the monkey is trying to crawl out of, he won't do that. You kind of need to like be out of his line of sight, scare him with the RC car, and then he'll run out. But if you're too far away, he'll just see you and then go back into his little cage.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's almost easier to use the RC car for monkeys that weren't designed to be caught with the RC car.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
The gadgets, while good, and how they all use the right analog stick to interact with the world, I think as you get more gadgets, they become more contrived as to how to use them. I think once you get, I don't know what order they come in. I can't remember. I think you get the propeller last. Once you get the propeller, I think everything else after that is a bit, what else we got? Like the punching bag that you get at the end of the game is just there so you can open boxes that contain monkeys. The thing about the levels is that you need to catch a certain amount of monkeys, but there are more monkeys available to you than there are ones that you have to get. So if a monkey's giving you trouble, you can go off and find another monkey. Yeah. And then you can go back in the level to fully complete it, because that's how you get the final boss, is 100%ing all the monkeys.
I think this is a big problem with the game, actually, because yes, you quite often don't have all the gadgets you need to catch all of the monkeys, so you would have to come back anyway. But sometimes you know there's monkeys that you could still get, but the game forcibly ejects you from the level once you've caught the correct amount of monkeys. And I'd quite like to have the option just to stay to catch the other ones that I thought I could get, because you might forget about them when you come back to replay all the levels again and like go, oh, I know there was a monkey here, but where was he?
You could come across a situation where you enter a room and you see 3 monkeys, but you can only capture 2 of them before it kicks you out of the level. But
Yeah.
I don't mind the fact that it kicks you out so you can go, because you're a dumb 10-year-old kid, you know? You want to keep going through time, see the next thing, not necessarily go and collect all the monkeys, as many as you can at once.
So it wouldn't be as big of an issue if the levels were more open plan, but a lot of the levels are quite linear, so it results in you having to go all the way through the level again without having any monkeys to catch. So you're basically just running to places and doing quite slow, boring platforming until you get to where you finished the level, so then you can catch the rest of the monkeys you missed.
But yeah, generally speaking, like the fucking characters, like the character that these monkeys have is so fun. Like just their behavior and everything like that.
I
just see
played
them
the
all.
American one. I didn't realize the British one had its own localization. I'm looking through all the wiki entries now, and the British names are so much better.
Yeah.
God, it's so good. Like, the voices in general are just so fucking awful, but in a funny way.
My favorite monkey is called Donkey, and his little description is "in the wrong game."
Oh.
There's one called Kong, and his description is band leader as well.
There's one called Mighty Joe. That's a deep cut.
Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah.
You've got Hal, who is enhanced brain as well. There's a lot of like little references to other stuff in all of them. It's very good fun.
Mitch, you played the PSP version of the original as well, didn't you?
So
Jesus
the
Christ.
first game had a port to the PlayStation Portable. Now, the defining feature of Ape Escape is the fact that it used dual analog sticks. So, of course, the logical solution, the next step was to port it to a system that only had one analog stick. So that means that, hey, cats, if you wanted jump to be on a face button, you should play the PSP port, because X is your jump button, and every other... that means you only have 3 gadgets, and one of them has to be the net, so you only have 2 gadgets, and you press the button, and you move the left stick at the same time, and it's god-awful.
Oh, that sounds great.
You'll love it. And you can use the D-pad to move the camera. It's right next to your thumb. I played this as a kid, and I don't think I 100%ed it, but I beat it. I don't know how the fuck I did it, because goddamn, this was miserable. It's not a straight port. They've messed with the physics. Like, your jump is so much higher now than it used to be. The voice acting's changed, so I hate that. The movement is odd, and I nearly broke my controller over my knee at the platforming in the last level.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, it was so funny to watch.
I just could not make this dumb jump. And if you fell all the way back down. You have to go all the way back up. I did it first try on the PlayStation version. No problem at all. But for whatever reason, the momentum is fucked up. The jump is you have to jump onto a bounce pad that then jumps you to another bounce pad, and then you can get onto the higher floor. For whatever reason, I think you jump on the bounce pad, you shoot up in the air, but the camera is looking below you, and then as you're going down, the camera then goes to your top so you can see where you're landing. But I don't think there's a good enough shadow to indicate where you're going to land. It's all fucked up. I hated it. And you can't use the mighty Y because there's no second analog stick to do the Y trick. So you just have to deal with it.
So you actually
awful.
have to play the game as intended.
You have to play the game as intended.
Awful.
It's very similar to re-releasing Mario 64 on the DS.
On the DS. That was fine, though, because you could just use the stylus as an analog stick.
Could you do that? I didn't know you could
Yes,
do
you
that.
could.
It didn't make the game any better.
Yeah.
But you could, if you wanted to.
I think what they should have done is they should have had the second analog stick for camera control. You should have caught monkeys by just putting the left analog stick that moves you in the direction that you're facing, because it's not like a twin stick shooter where you shoot one way and move another way. When you're using the net, you're locked into that animation anyway, so it grants you absolutely nothing.
Well, you can slide the net
stick.
around. You can slam the net and then turn in place, and it'll still catch a monkey.
Put selecting the items on the shoulder buttons, then you put jump on the face buttons.
Nah.
Also, you don't put the swimming controls on L3 and R3.
Oh yeah, swimming was not
my
good.
eyes bulged out of my head when the game was like, yeah, so you just push down on the analog sticks to go up and down. I was like, what do you mean?
No, that's not what happens.
Yes,
you
it
push the
is.
right analog. No, Cats, I know more about Ape Escape than you. You push R3 to shoot the net underwater.
Yes.
L1 and R1 is up and down.
No. Going down is pushing L3. And pushing
It might be
R3
that.
is
That is
capturing.
correct.
And then
So-
if you
Yeah.
want to go up, you just
You hold the
don't
jump
push
button. You hold the jump button.
L3.
Yeah.
I think if you take away the game's control scheme, you take part of its soul. I'm quite happy with the controls as they are. Yes, maybe they're not perfect, but they were interesting and I found them fun.
Ape Escape is to PlayStation 1 dual analog sticks games what early Wii games were to motion controls. Developers having access to this thing and having absolutely no idea how to utilize it properly.
But they kept the controls the same throughout the series because it was important for its DNA.
Mini games.
Oh, fuck
Oh yeah,
yes.
the mini games.
So, at least in Ape Escape 1, you have these Spectre coins that you need to collect, and once you collect enough of them, you have mini games that are unlocked. And they all use the analog sticks, they're the tech demos. apart from the PSP, which has different mini games. But anyway, there's monkey skiing, there's monkey boxing, and there is like a twin stick shooter thing.
Monkey skiing is actually a cool
That's
concept.
the best one.
It's
I
very
didn't-
cool.
That's the best one.
I don't remember liking any of them.
Well, let's round this out, shall we?
I liked Ape Escape a lot more than I expected to. The series in general, I think, is very good. I'd be up for another Ape Escape. I think Ape Escape 2 is the best one, but Ape Escape 1, despite like its technical limitations of being on the PS1, is a pretty good game. Like, how was it when it came out? Because I didn't play it as a child. So, as a child, was this cool cutting edge game, or?
It was well regarded, but like I don't think because it came out at like the tail end of the PlayStation 1's life, and it was a 3D platformer which was going out of fashion. Like it was probably not the height of when it could have released.
It was contemporary with like Spyro the Dragon 2.
Yes, which is a lot smoother of a game experience, obviously.
When I was a kid and my choices between 3D platformers were Crash Bandicoot 3, Spyro 1, and Ape Escape, I liked Ape Escape the most.
I also liked Ape Escape the most, yes. I certainly rated it much higher than DK64.
That. You're
Well,
wrong for that. But any collectathon game is fun to me.
Making DK64 the book club game to hurt people.
No.
it doesn't hurt Shiny. It
No,
doesn't
I
hurt
would love
Shiny.
it. Are you kidding me? I'm just going to do a solo podcast where I talk about DK64 for an hour and a half.
You can
will.
talk about it for an hour and a half every month.
Would you enjoy a like modern style open world Ape Escape with thousands
Yes.
of monkeys, or would that be
Yes.
too much?
I'd go for it, yeah. I would like it with like realistic
monkeys.
graphics on everything except for the monkeys, and the monkeys still look like they look on
Monkey.
PS1.
What do you think the next book club game should be?
I think we've been discussing Donkey Kong for Game Boy, right? As
yes.
our
We
next book club game.
We have.
I'm down.
Yep.
Sure.
There
Right.
it is.
Donkey Kong 94 for Game Boy. If you play it on Super Game Boy, it's in color.
Yeah,
It's true, and it has voice samples as well.
just what I needed.
Not like that.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, like that.
Give me back
Exactly.
my Pauline, you garbage ape.
I thought you were going to say, give me back my porn.
I mean, yeah.
Give me back my pawn, you sloppy Giuseppe.
Can I put forward a segment?
What do you
course.
want?
You sound so suspicious. This is the Wikipedia page for the list of oldest cats. And I've been coming back and looking at this page a lot because I think that several of the oldest cats listed on Wikipedia are actually fakes.
These are oldest famous cats.
Well,
The oldest cats.
yeah,
as
the
in their
oldest
age.
cats ever. So apparently,
I thought you meant like ancient Egyptian
No,
cats.
The oldest cat ever to have lived, apparently, was a tabby cat from the United States named Cream Puff, who lived for 38 years and 3 days, right? And if you go onto Cream Puff's Wikipedia page, here's what it says. Cream Puff's owner said her diet consisted of a dry cat food supplemented with broccoli, eggs, turkey bacon, coffee with cream, and every 2 days, an eyedropper full of red wine.
Nice.
Fucking drunk ass cat.
Now, if you're
Drunk ass cat.
if you're a cat and you ate that, you would not survive for 38 years. Even normal cats survive to like 20 if you
Too drunk to die.
too drunk to die.
The coffee with cream, I'm most suspicious about.
Cats can't digest that. Half of
Well-
Cream Puff's diet is like poison to her.
Cream as well. Cats are lactose intolerant. Like
Yeah.
milk isn't good for a cat. Wine's not good for a cat. Have I ever told you guys my story about how my dad spilled beer on my cat once
Nice.
and the cat licked it off to
Nice.
clean itself and then staggered around drunk for the rest of the evening?
Yeah.
That's not responsible,
It
Dadolf.
reminds me of the fucking Dwarf Fortress thing.
Yes.
Yes.
So good.
There's a issue with this list in the oldest cats list is that a lot of the cats that are on here don't have a death day, so I'm assuming they're still alive, right?
Some of them are still alive, apparently,
Okay.
yeah. And like the thing is, a lot of them don't verify. They just like ask the owner, how old is this cat? And the owner's like, oh, it's this old. And there's no like verification. There's no like adoption certificates. There's no one who can corroborate this claim.
So
Another thing that I think is very suspicious is that apparently that the 4th and 6th oldest cats are named Great Grandma Wad and Grandpa Rex's Alan. Well, if you were going to adopt a cat, you would name it something that didn't imply it was very old when it was very young. The fact that you've given the cats old names suggests that you want to make them look old.
I'm very suspicious about the person who owns Cream Puff and Grandpa Rex's Alan anyway, because they reported the age incorrectly and then added almost 10 years onto it 2 years later.
Age reported as 26 in 1996 and then as 33 2 years later in 1998. Come on now.
claimed to have miscalculated the age.
How do you not know how old your cat, which is apparently the 6th oldest cat ever to have lived, how do you not keep track of that?
I think this cat owner is a fraud.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's been bugging me for this long.
So the thing is, right, so a normal cat, like an outdoor cat, probably lived to about 18 years, 20 years if it's going well.
20 years
is what
if
I've always
well
thought.
cared for, regular trips to the vet, etc.
So indoor cats, I think, probably live quite a bit longer because they're not exposed as much to disease and getting hit
radiation.
by cars. But my good friend Zexu, who none of you have met.
I have.
No, she doesn't exist, really.
Figment
does
of our
she?
imagination.
Zexu has a cat with feline immunodeficiency virus, and that cat is fucking old. That cat looked old when it was new. It's got cataracts in both eyes. I don't know how old it is now, but like that's a
He
cat
was
with...
old when she adopted him, though.
Yeah, that's a cat with FIV, like, and it's still going strong, despite kind of being blind and deaf, and
I mean,
it
he
can
could
only
just-
sense
he
through
could just be
licking the
having
floor.
a shit time and only be like 9.
But no, I think this is the thing. It's an indoor cat, and it's living much older than it should because of this.
Well, it's Americans always lecture British people about how you should never let cats outside because the average lifespan of an outdoor cat in America is like 4 years old or something ridiculous. Because there's, cats have natural predators in the States,
Yes.
like coyotes and cars.
Well,
Kitty,
we got foxes
June-
here.
June 1957, oldest recorded feline mother gave birth to a litter of 2 kittens
It
at
says
the age of
litter.
30.
Really poured out of her.
Well, cats are liquid. I'm more convinced by the fact that there's a 38-year-old cat named Baby, because Baby is the kind of name you give to a cat if you don't think it's going to live to 38.
Yeah.
You shouldn't name your cat until it passes at least 15.
Yeah, you don't
get
get
too
attached.
attached to it.
I'm going to look for my favourite name amongst these.
Did so I
There's
heard
one
like-
called Tiffany 2. What happened to Tiffany 1?
Oh, Tiffany 1 didn't last 6 months, buddy.
Tiffany 1 only made it to 25. I like Corduroy.
I quite like Wadsworth and Banjo. I'm Banjo. Whoa.
Whoa!
Do you want the oldest living dogs? We got Bobby at 30 years and 286 days.
Go on, Bobby.
These sound like title reigns.
Well, the thing is about dogs is I think dogs, because you have a greater degree of responsibility in your ownership, you're more likely to have like adoption papers or like microchips or stuff like that will actually offer some proof as to how old these dogs are. Like, it's telling that the cats don't all list their ages precisely, whereas the dogs do.
Yeah, there's a lot more like regulations, at least in the UK, there's a lot more regulations around dog ownership.
Anyway, we can move on to the next thing. I've gone out of my system.
This was fun. I liked it. Thank you.
We have been waiting for a long time to talk about the regional accents in the Worms games.
I haven't.
If you're not familiar with the games Worms, they are 2D side-scrolling turn-based
They're artillery
strategy games where you play as annelids and you can make your team of annelids have a regional accent from anywhere you like in the world, including some comedy accents from various gay subcultures.
Like cheese.
Yeah, I was going to say my favorite regional accent is cheese.
Cheese, he does
If you're having trouble picturing the game Worms, just think of Hogs of War but flat, and there you go.
Nobody, actually, no, people listening to this will know what Hogs of War is. What am I talking about?
Do you
Think
think people are
Worms
more
3D,
likely?
but flat.
Do you think people are more likely to know what Hogs of War is than
No,
Worms?
but people who listen to this know about historic
but are they more
British
likely
video
to know
games.
about that than Worms?
People who listen to this are equally likely to know about Hogs of War and Worms.
I think
Like, if you're
Worms
a-
is much more widely
If
known.
you're a Rick Mail fan, you have Hogs of War in your Rick Mail collection,
You do.
right next
It's
to season
accurate.
3 of Bottom. Because it's
Just
in
season 3, none of
chronological.
the others.
No, it's in chronological order.
I see. Okay.
So I would go as far as to say a lot of these accents are not politically
Slept.
correct.
They're quite
Slept. They're very slept accents.
You wouldn't put them in a game today.
I wonder what they do today. There's
I told
Worms
you
games
they
every
do.
year,
Yeah,
right?
they do.
They're all
like
the same.
they do more sort of like comedy accents, like the cheese accent, which
Cheesy does it.
I absolutely love.
Take this little ball of green cheese.
It's not easy being cheesy.
I played a lot of Worms 3D as a child, and I think
Is this why you grew up wrong?
yes.
I also played at least as much Worms 3D as 2D.
I'm so sorry.
fun.
Yeah, I'm so
I know.
sorry for your
Yeah.
loss.
And the Cockney like accent is, I think, what I had on my main team of Worms. I don't know why, but there's a lot of like lines from that that like live in my head and come up occasionally. Like if like one of the default sort of "I'm attacking you" quotes was "You started this Barney Rubble, my son." Barney Rubble being Cockney rhyming slang for trouble.
What do we want to say about this? Like we've mentioned, like what a conversation is.
I don't know. This is Catsman's section. I think he just wanted to.
I didn't make this section. My favorite Worms regional accent is Thespian.
Thespian's good.
A donkey, my kingdom for a donkey.
I'm looking through the list of them now. I don't like Worms.
Fair enough, but they pay you in
like
worms.
worms.
They pay me in Worms. I just think they're boring games.
Nagging wife worm voice.
Where do I
hate
find a
my
list
wife.
of these worm voices?
Growing up,
I've got it.
I've got one that's embedded in my memory, which is a set of incredibly effeminate worms that go, "Ooh, there were batteries left" whenever they attack. So
That's called the whoopsie accent.
I believe it is, yes, and that's embedded in my brain. It never leaves.
I wish Worms games were still good. Actually, no, that's not the problem. The problem is that they made the perfect Worms game, and that was only like the third one that they
They
made.
could have just stopped, you know.
Yeah. And then they started making more, and now they make Worms Fortnite Battle Royale games.
Is that true?
That's the latest Worms game is like a Battle Royale game, yeah.
Lamau.
But it's 2D, and it's not turn-based, it's full action.
What's the point? Then?
Oh, so Liero.
I guess it
yes,
is Liero, yeah.
No, Liero
Beautiful.
was sick.
I think Worms is a good game when you were a kid because you could be like 6 kids with one computer. You didn't need 6 controllers to play.
Yep.
Everyone
Yeah.
could have a go.
Yeah.
But like I would never play it now.
I've played it recently. I have lots of fun with it. It's still fun, and it's one of those games where it's still fun to like hand the controller around and watch what other people do on their turns in the same way that stuff like 100 World Story is fun.
Yeah.
And you know, I had this one friend who would refuse to like do anything unless it was like a ridiculous over the top trick shot. And it's just
Yes.
it's enjoyable.
Ninja rope your way to a better life.
What
Right.
else is on the docket specs?
This section's over and it's getting cut. Okay.
Lamau.
We were maybe going to talk about the ethics of Tom Hanks, but I think that has also passed potentially.
Why has the ethics of Tom Hanks passed? Isn't this about the Tom Hanks movie
Okay,
Big,
we
came out in the mid-90s?
So this went on the podcast itinerary on Hanksgiving. Let me just look up when Hanksgiving is again.
Christ.
Is he checking his calendar?
Tom Hanks' birthday, yeah.
So me and Shiny watched the movie Big for Hanksgiving, which is the 9th of July. That's how long it's been since the first podcast. So, Tom Hanks in Big, if you've not seen it,
I don't know if we need to do the ethics of Tom Hanks.
he wishes to be large and grown up, and so he grows up, and then he starts having a sexual relationship with a woman, which, you know, raises ethical questions about the fact that he's like, what, 13, I think, or something?
There are no ethical questions here. There's just ethical, problems. That's it.
And then obviously she doesn't know. She thinks he's just a grown man because he looks like a grown man and he works for a toy shop. But then you get to this point in the film where she does find out that he's a small child, and she's like, "Oh no, you should stay here and continue to be my sexual partner."
That's not what happens.
That's what happens.
No, she literally helps him go back.
She's got a crisis though. She's like,
but
"Oh."
she doesn't say you should stay here and be my sexual partner. Like she helps him go
She
back.
asks him not to turn back into a child.
I don't know.
I've not seen the Tom Hanks movie Big, so it's
I
hard
really
for me
like
to
it.
comment.
I really like the bit where he becomes physically giant and destroys all those buildings.
He does become increasingly large as the film goes on.
That doesn't happen, right?
It does.
Well, it's
It
called
does.
Big, so
That's why
I'd
he
be
couldn't
surprised if it
That's
didn't
why
happen.
he couldn't film make any more movies for ages afterwards, because it took a really long time to get him back down to normal size.
You sure he's
So
normal size? I
large.
think he might just be far away and floating.
They had to film the scenes of him being small very quickly because as he grew, it would have become increasingly apparent to the audience that this was not a small man anymore. For a while, they had to shoot him from a distance so you couldn't tell.
Do trick perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
building like a giant set.
Yeah, they did. They got they got a lot of actors who had gigantism just to kind of help out. They had the guy from
If they made
Jaws.
the film 20 years later, they could have just put him in a big green room and everything would have been fine.
He wouldn't have fitted in a room, bitch.
He wouldn't have even done the fucking piano dance bit. They would have just made him dance around and then fucking shopped it in.
You know, they did that piano dance on a normal-sized piano at the start of filming when he was small.
When he was really, really tiny.
I don't know why you didn't want to put this segment in.
I'm glad that we actually went to the bit that I find funny instead of talking about the actual ethics.
Let me put something else on the docket. How about that?
No, wait, Catsman. Can
Yeah?
you tell us about Tom Hanks having a Hank wank in the Hank tank?
That's really Tom Hanks getting up to a little bit of Hanksy Panksy.
Do we talk about the ethics of that?
All right, let's just look at
Let's
the elephant in the
Let's
room right now.
Okay.
Well,
What would
I
you
can't see the
prefer?
elephant because
What
Tom
would you
Hanks is
prefer?
standing in front of it.
Having sex with a 13-year-old with the mind of a 40-year-old, or a 40-year-old. Wait, what was the question again?
Can we move on to the next segment?
No,
Or a
we've only...
40-year-old with the mind of a 13-year-old. Wait, yes, that's the one.
Okay, here's the question.
A dragon is 1,000 years old, but
Was it ethical for Tom Hanks to shave Ryan's privates?
I don't
Depends
I
if
haven't
there
seen
was
the film.
anything
We're
in
in
military
Toy Story.
guidelines at the time.
No, let's move on.
In Toy Story, yeah, go on.
In Toy Story,
Tom Hanks plays Woody.
Tom Hanks as Woody.
Woody by name, Woody by nature.
Do the toys look away when Andy is in his adolescence, or do they just they have to stay still, but they
They're
just
not-
don't
yeah.
talk about it afterwards?
They're not allowed to.
You just know that Andy's going to be like looking around the room for whatever the softest toy with
Is
some
that
kind
why
of
Bo
cranny
left?
to.
In Toy Story 3.
Maybe she was the cranny he found to insert his member into. You know, in the original draft for Toy Story, Woody was gonna straight up murder Buzz.
Yeah, he was a lot more nasty.
He was a lot more evil, and
Happens to the best of us, you know.
the Disney executives were like, you can't have toys using the F word like that.
Woody would rip out Buzz's batteries like in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and Kalima and raise it above. Like fucking electric juice all over him.
Yeah.
Why aren't we talking about ants?
Should we talk about
talked
ants?
about
Let's not talk
Tom
about
Hanks
the
isn't
movie
in
Ants.
Ants.
What are the no? The Ethic's a bee movie.
No.
Would you fuck the bee?
It doesn't
like
She is hot for bee.
Well, but the bee has got the mind of Jerry Seinfeld, which means that it's incapable of being attracted to an older woman.
Segue. Let's talk about the Seinfeld controversy from a few weeks ago.
What's
Really
the
sad.
Seinfeld comment?
It wasn't specific. It was the fucking AI generated constant fucking sitcom thing that ended up being transphobic because that's how machine
They
learning
took off
works.
the limiters and it
Train
became
it on
transphobic
things that people say.
immediately.
It says things that people say. Like, the thing that gets me is I thought that someone had made an AI generated Seinfeld for a joke, and then they started interviewing them and they were like, oh yeah, this is the future of entertainment. We're just working out a few kinks. Like, you sure? You sure people just want to sit down and watch hours upon hours of algorithmically generated nonsense?
The problem with old shows is they eventually end. With AI, you can just have something that is continuous and will go on until the heat death of the universe.
Yeah, David
think
Lynch predicted this in his movie Inland Empire.
I think the problem is that people would watch it because if you look at how much entertainment Specs gets from making AIs tell stories, most of them are shit, but he still fucking loves it. He'll spend
find it very
hours
funny.
generating stories. So people would definitely watch continuously generated television.
It's good fun.
Yeah, but because they are so shit, that's where the entertainment value comes from.
Yeah.
The guys making AI Seinfeld actually think it's going to be good one day and replace actual
Yeah,
entertainment.
they think people are going to watch them unironically.
I watched a minute of that and it, pretty impressive. It was like they moved.
Animitch is like, oh, it
They
was
moved, they
almost
talked,
like
yeah.
a TV
It
show.
would almost look like actual Seinfeld. They had like characters and sets and they would talk to one another.
Yeah, they
And like the
wouldn't say
camera would
anything
cut
important.
between perspectives.
It would cut randomly while the
only
characters are phasing through the furniture.
Just like Seinfeld.
60% of their conversations are about a new restaurant that just opened. And that insanely loud microwave that they turn on that just drowns out everything else that's being said. Oh, so good. I'm sad it got taken down, for real. I'm not even mad about the transphobia thing. I just wanted to watch more AI Seinfeld.
It was really fucking stupid. It was really fucking stupid.
Do you think you could like write a letter from the trans community to like Twitch and just be like,
Give
"Hi
them
there.
a T-pass.
As a trans woman, I'm actually fine with this Seinfeld AI thing."
I just don't want to be seen endorsing the real Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah,
That's
no, I
true.
think that's true.
What should happen is we should be able to make the AI one a legally distinct person.
Was
Jerry Seinfeld.
it anything like actual Seinfeld? Because I've never watched Seinfeld.
No, it was nothing like actual Seinfeld.
Seinfeld is like structured. Like it has the stylistic feel of Seinfeld banter without any of the like underlying structure that makes it a comedy.
You know, there's a whole episode of Seinfeld about Frogger.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
What?
Frogger.
Why are we talking about Frogger?
This isn't on the docket.
This isn't on the docket specs.
Okay, what did you want to talk about, Catsman?
I want to talk about Mikhail S. Gorbachev, who canonically exists within the continuity of Mario Brothers. And I think that he's going to be in the trailer stinger for
The movie.
Super Mario Brothers. No, not the trailer stinger, the post-credit stinger in the Mario Brothers movie.
Soviet Union? I thought you guys split up.
Gorbachev
Did you hear
appeared.
that they redid the Wahoo?
What? For
Wahoo.
what?
For Chris Pratt, they made him redo the Wahoo.
Does he go wahoo? No.
I don't know what it sounds like. Let me find it.
I need to hear this.
Wahoo.
Gorbachev appeared in the episode Plumber's Academy, being given a tour of Brooklyn by the President of the United States. After Mario and Luigi save them from the flood, Mario receives a golden plumber's helper,
The
and
flood
Luigi
from Halo?
receives the golden wrench. Yes. Gorbachev himself was actually only seen briefly while riding in the American president's car and waving to the citizens of Brooklyn.
Why would you not show him a good part of the United States?
After that, he visited Mario and Luigi at Mario Brothers Plumbing to learn how to make pizza. When he piles unusual ingredients onto the pizza, Mario and Luigi became concerned that once he tries it, he'll hate it and they'll get in trouble for it. But Gorbachev ends up loving the pizza and decides to open his own pizza place in Russia.
You know, if I wanted to learn to make a pizza,
Yeah.
I would not go to a plumber's house.
But they're Italian specs. Have you thought about that?
I
No.
prefer not to think about Italians.
You can't say that.
Well, of course, Gorbachev was the spokesman for Pizza Hut for a while, wasn't he? So it always comes back to pizza.
So I actually listened to a podcast
comrades.
recently.
Have you heard of Hatsune Miku?
Exactly.
I listened to a podcast recently about how McDonald's came to Russia, and I think Gorbachev was pretty important in that story, from what I remember. So yeah, he likes fast food.
I just wanted to get some fast food and not have to go to America for it.
Mitch, you said you had a new game.
This is video games for Neanderthals.
Oh, baby.
So
Okay.
I'll split you up into teams. Of
Should we
equal
explain how it
proportion.
works to the audience
Yes,
at home?
I'm doing that now. I'm going to split you up into teams. One person will be dealt cards. The cards will have the title of a video game series, and you will have to try to let the rest of your team guess what the video game series is, but you're only allowed to use one-syllable words to describe it. There is also, and if you get it right, that's worth 1 point, and then you can either skip to the next card, or you can go for the 3 point, which is going to be a specific title within that video game franchise. And if you say more than one syllable word, or if you pass on a card without getting any of the series, then that's a minus point for your team.
Great.
So,
Are you going to give us? Are you
Yeah,
going
how
to
are
give
you
us
doing the
all of the
cards?
cards at once? Because like we're going to be on a timer here.
if you all go to your letterbox right now, you will find a package that I've sent to all of you. All right, so
Hold
what
on.
are the teams? Let you
Hold
guys
on,
decide.
I'm
the
going
teams.
to my door.
Can I be with someone competent?
What's this shit in a box, man?
Oh my god, there's the Emperor!
Yeah,
So
pick
there's
your
a very
teams.
high chance that there's some games that Mitch will give us that I won't know. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well, that
because
doesn't matter anyway because you just describe what is on the
But
card.
you're not allowed to use the words that are on the card.
If I were
Cinnamon.
to say you are girl, you jump through holes, and then
Portal.
portal. There you go.
Okay. But I
See?
know Portal. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You need to know what the content of the game is to describe that.
Mitch,
Tell me a
okay,
game you
Mitch,
don't know
Mitch,
about.
Mitch,
Tell me a
Mitch.
game you don't know about, and I will
Do
give
one,
you an
Mitch. Mitch, I've got one you can do. Do Escape from Bug Island for the Wii.
You are man on. You fight. You are man. You fight. Small thing with a lot of legs.
That could be
Perfect.
anything.
That sounds like the Biggity Bug Bumble to me.
That's Centipede.
Camillipede.
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 Right. What are the teams?
Why don't we could do Girls v Boys.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Willie.
Yeah, I get you.
We'll do it.
Okay. So I will send a card to you, Catsman. You tell me. You can have a look at it, and then when you say you're ready, I'll start the timer.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready too. So start, and then I'll start the time limit for 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Big ring.
Sonic. Halo.
More big. Yes. Big ring spin off.
Halo Wars.
No.
ODST.
No.
Ooh.
What other spin-offs to
Spin-offs?
Halo are there?
Spin off.
Killer Instinct?
One more.
Halo 2?
Spin off.
Okay, let's pass go to the
Just
next
skip
one.
it.
Okay. You fucking skip the easiest clue on earth. Round ball. Pink.
Kirby.
Round ball. Go fast.
Kirby Air Ride.
Yes.
Love the additional gravel in your voice today, Kat.
Car on fire.
Burnout.
Yes. Car go open.
Okay.
Bunk for
Oh
open.
yeah, nice catch.
So we got
What?
one.
Said
You said
open. You said open,
Yeah.
Crime man in
Time.
east.
Prime Man in East.
Time.
Time.
Do we get to guess Crime Man in East?
No, but I guess I will eventually give that to someone else. So,
I think I know what that is, but I won't
You
say.
got-
What was the Halo spin-off?
Yeah,
It
what
was Halo Reach, you absolute fucking
That's not a
idiot.
fucking
Spin-off?
spin-off!
That's a mainline game!
Oh yeah, Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo ODST, Halo Reach. Yeah, okay, it's a mainline
Okay,
game.
one
Sure, it's a
more.
fucking
Mainline game.
spin-off.
That's a
was- you know,
mainline
it was
game.
Players Captain King. You could have just named the only other Halo game developed by Bungie and you would have got it. But no, or it's not technically a spin-off, so I'm not gonna say it, even though it's the only Halo spin-off I haven't fucking named. You are stupid and you deserve to lose.
I think you got
and
4
he's on your
points.
team. Who wants to go next on your team?
I'll go.
Yeah.
All right, Shane.
Do you not
Okay.
know the game?
No, I do know the game. Okay, I guess we go. All brawl out.
Super Smash Brothers.
Out. I'm trying to.
All brawl, Anarchy Reigns.
Time out. I'm trying to decipher whether this is a 1 or 2 syllable. Outside.
That's one word.
That's one word. Don't use it.
What about outdoors?
That's also one word.
I don't want to do this one. Skip.
That's a minus point.
I don't
then.
care. Skip it. I hate
Go on.
fighting games. Ugh.
Yeah, she's on the other foot now.
This-
You're at 12 seconds. I'm going to restart it now.
I don't like this game.
She doesn't like
Just
it.
try.
What game is she
It's
describing?
it's
She doesn't like
easier.
it.
synonyms.
It's
Go
easier if you
synonyms.
do the caveman voice.
No, because I still don't know how to describe this and make it clear what I'm talking about in one syllable.
It's fine.
word.
I might be able to guess it anyway.
I don't know how to do it in one syllable words though. Like I just can't do this in one syllable word. I can't even say mammal because that's 2 syllables. I don't even know what type of animal a bandicoot is.
Hold on,
So,
I'm gonna have to.
skipping
I wanna.
that.
I'm gonna ding that. She said
Yeah.
two. She said
Yeah.
many 2-syllable words.
Fucking hell. Bird with scale. Get gem.
Spyro.
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to the next one or go for the 3-point?
Yeah, I'll go for 3. Time of bug.
Spyro Age of the Dragonfly, Enter the Dragonfly, or fucking I don't know Spyro games. Something about Dragonfly.
Can we have
I'm
it?
sorry. Enter the
Yeah,
Dragonfly,
if
I think
you
it is.
Skip. Fuck it. Get 1.
Time.
I don't know how to do this in single syllables. This is so hard. I can't say zombie. That's 2 syllables.
Dead.
Just say
man.
dead man. Dead
But
man.
there's so many zombie games
Dead
as well.
man in house.
Like, how do I distinguish dead man in house? Is that actually helpful?
You're
Yeah, I
allowed
would-
to-
yeah.
If it was House of the Dead, though, you wouldn't be allowed to say that because it's the name
Yeah.
of the thing.
I don't know. I don't like this game. I think
Well,
this
that's my-
fucking sucks.
That's
You
minus
like-
1 point for your
you like
team.
the
I
original
like
game.
the original, but I find this is so much harder because it's so specific.
I think you're overthinking it. All right, so Moogles, you're next.
All right, how am I doing this? What's going on? What's occurring?
Oh, this will be fun for you.
Oh, fuck me. Game where play as teen, role play, high school.
Persona.
Persona.
Game where song.
Persona Dancing All Night.
Can I have that?
Did we get Persona?
Thank you, that's okay.
Can you tell us if we get the first one
Yes,
next
I think
time?
I thought I had, sorry. Game where go fast.
Sonic.
Race.
Sonic and All Stars Racing
Sonic.
Transformed. Sonic
Sorry.
Riders.
Game where race, high tech.
Sonic Riders. Sonic R.
It's not a Sonic game.
Wipeout.
Yes.
I don't know any Wipeout
Let's
games.
skip it, that's fine. Game where play as knight.
Medieval.
Fantasy. I'm sorry, bonk. Yeah, bonk.
Bonk.
Three
Bonk.
entire syllable.
Yeah, I'm not thinking. Fucking keep going.
What did he say?
Yeah, I did.
Next one.
Game. Big nuke.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Fallout New
Game.
Vegas.
Big green.
Fallout
Time.
Tactics.
Yeah, okay. You probably would have, like, I'm just, like, that's fine.
Oh,
That's all right.
76. It was 76, right?
It wasn't.
No.
It was something else.
Big green.
Big green.
Green.
Oh, Fallout
'cause-
Big Red one.
No, it's,
So that's
it's
4 points for you.
That's
all right.
Molly,
Okay.
We're at
you're
minus
up.
one, minus two.
You're -1.
Okay.
Okay. Man not live in home.
And not live in home.
Not live man.
Dead.
Home. Not live man.
What?
Not live man.
Not so dead guy, dead man.
Home.
House.
Not live man.
What? House dead?
Yeah. Yes.
What?
And
House of the Dead?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Home. Man not live. More death.
Super House of the Dead. House of
Skip.
the... I don't know any House
Skip.
of the Dead.
Skip. Blue go fast.
Sonic.
Blue go fast. Change.
Sonic... fucking what's the hair one? The werewolf.
Blue go fast. In car.
Oh, is that the Sonic and All Stars Racing transformed?
Yes.
Okay.
Girl in tech suit. In space.
Samus. Oh, no, Metroid.
Time.
Gotcha. Got it.
Why can't
Perfect.
Shamus crawl?
I just
You
think
just
about
call
it.
her Shamus.
You're much
Specs.
better at this than I was.
You're next.
I was fucking so...
Whenever you're
Oh,
ready.
Oh wow, you actually made the cards look like the original cards. Okay.
He's put a lot of energy into this.
He always does.
He's the only one.
No noise on hump.
Silent
Scare
Hill.
game. Yes. It wet big.
Downpour.
Yes. Come on.
I wasn't expecting you that quick.
Damn, yeah,
you
that was...
fight lots of game men.
Smash Bros.
Yes. On small
3DS.
hand. Yes.
Oh my god.
Like fight, but you die.
Final Fight?
No. Gore fest.
Oh, it wouldn't be fight.
Mad
Is
World.
Manhunt?
Gorefest one word?
Skip
Yeah.
it. Give me -1 for that. I think that's
Yeah,
fair
that's
enough.
a -1. Like that's a double barrel, which I think is the 2 basically.
Give me a
so
new
that's
card.
one.
Role play game. Big hair.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
Gemstone.
Ooh, Crystal Chronicles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. What the fuck? Why are
Not
you...
live.
I would also say
Come
gemstone is
up.
technically one word.
Not
I'm
live.
stopping.
Come up.
Stubbs the zombie.
No. Not live.
Dead Rising.
Come up. Yes. On Wii.
Dead Rising. Oh,
Make
Fine.
rhyme.
Dead Rising.
Rhyme with shop.
Chop till you drop.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Shall I try again?
It's
leave it
that
up to you,
easy.
Sammy.
Just do what I did. Even if you don't really know the game, just describe the words on the card.
I'll try again.
Okay.
All right.
Wet dog jump to space.
What? Wet dog jump to space.
All friends gone.
Okami. No. Wet dog. Seal? Is the
No.
seal?
Long nose wet dog. Grey. Jump. Real high.
Echo the dolphin.
Yes! Skip to the next. I'm
Beautiful.
just taking the 1 point.
Beautiful.
I've never heard of this. Okay, that was out of character. Not girl.
Gordon.
What the fuck? How do I? No, this is ridiculous. How am I supposed to describe this? No,
Easily.
absolutely. This is fucking Senran Kagura. I don't even know what happens in that game, and I can't
What do you
describe
mean?
it.
Big
Skip,
tit
skip,
girl
skip.
game fight.
Big tit
No,
girl
I've
game.
never
Get
watched
out.
the video. Skip. I don't care. Skip it. Next one.
This is like a tour of Animitch's brain that you have to do.
Dare you enter his
Okay.
magical realm?
Ape in round roll.
Monkey Ball. Super Monkey Ball.
Yes.
Super Monkey Ball Banana Bullets. I don't know any other Monkey Ball games. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Super
we'll
Monkey
take
Ball
the
2.
one. Take the one. Take the one.
That's time.
You giving me fucking Senran Kagura?
Everyone else would have done that. Everyone else would have done
Yeah.
that.
Maybe
Where
that
you got that?
reflects poorly on everyone else,
Yeah.
though.
How am I supposed? like based on like how poorly I did in the first one, when it's things that I could have described with words, to say like to look at this and be like, if you don't know the game, just describe what the card says. How am I supposed to describe what the card says?
It's a fucking softcore porn game.
Just said
Just say
which
soft
game.
porn game specs like.
I
let
think
me add up the
Animitch
score.
is
Another round. No,
You're
another
right.
round. I want to
Another
do
round,
more.
okay. All right,
Very
fine.
mean.
I did 60 of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, more.
All right,
Who's
so
next?
Catsman.
I guess cats would be.
Cats.
I don't care. I think you should all appreciate me more.
I mean, I've always appreciated you.
We
Cats.
appreciate you very
Moogle.
much.
Thank you, Moogle. Thank you, Shiny.
None of the others do.
You
this,
should
really.
appreciate my extreme skills at games. Green boy, save
Link,
the
Zelda.
world.
Zelda.
Yes.
Legend of.
Green boy on train.
Spirit Tracks.
Yep.
Yes. We talk of this. Yes.
Nice.
Go to school. Spin off.
I don't know the name of this
No, I
spin-off.
don't know.
Skip it.
Yeah, skip that.
Kill big scale monster. Snake sneak.
Metal
Metal
Solid.
Gear Solid.
Snake sneak old.
Metal Solid 4.
Snake sneak old game.
Guns
Oh,
of the
Metal
Patriots.
Gear.
Oh.
Metal Gear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Snake sneak
Metal
in.
Gear.
Go in. Under the earth.
No,
Man do.
Time. Sorry.
that's fine.
That was 3 points because of a
That's
lot of
Yeah, we had a lot of. That's fine.
That-
double syllables.
There are a lot of much trickier ones. Like the one was Metal Gear, so it had to be the original Metal Gear, and then the next one was Metal Gear Solid VR missions.
Oh, that's hard. Snake
Woolly's
train
next.
in fake space. Is it Woolly
Okay,
now?
yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Girl with big tit, go in old place.
Fatal Frame.
No,
Big tit go in old place.
white girl,
White girl, big tit go in old place.
old place.
Old place. Big tit. Oh, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider.
Yes, hell.
I don't know the names of any other Tomb Raider. I don't know this.
Okay,
like,
skip. Old Greek, fight lot.
Old Greek fight lot.
Greek with beard,
Greek with beard.
fight lots, kill lots.
Fight lot kill with
White
beard.
and red, white and red.
Oh, what? Greek.
He skin, white and red. Has beard.
Oh, God of War.
Yes. Skip. Skip.
God, what was that?
Catch beast with ball.
Pokemon.
Beast with ball, go out.
Pokemon Go. Let's go. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Ride on
Time.
rail. Sea
Time.
beast.
Oh, Pokemon Snap. Yeah, but we didn't get.
Was it Angel of Darkness or was it Underworld?
It was Underworld.
Ah, I thought you'd do Angel of
was
Darkness
skipped?
because it's the
Oh
obvious
no, actually,
one.
don't tell us what was skipped because maybe we
You're
can
getting
reuse
what
it.
the skipped one is. Here you go, Moogle.
Oh, role play game. Dark. In chest.
In chest.
Dark. You say in light cast on you. Make
Shadow.
in then thing in chest.
Shadow Treasure?
Thing in chest. You.
Oh, Shadow Heart? Shadow Heart?
Thank you. Good. We're
I
skipping.
have never heard of that.
You like game in New York.
Spider-Man 2.
No. Fight.
Def Jam.
Yes. You skip next. Man kill with steak. Big house.
Castlevania.
Thank you so much.
Lords of Shadow.
No, let's skip. I'm just gonna go for easy ones.
Oh, you're burning through my cards.
I'm doing it. Blue man shoot and jump.
Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Okay, blue man
Wily
shoot and
Wars.
jump. Play ball.
Mega Man Soccer.
Thank you so much.
Love Mega Man Soccer. Hate the Queen. Simple as.
Man in ship stomp. Shoot arm, not head.
Time.
Dead Space.
Ooh, time.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's time. Time's up.
Oh God, it's me again.
I can do it if you want.
No. This is fine. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am.
So, like, she's ready.
Mitch, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Block fall in slot.
Tetris.
Yeah.
Tetris DS. Tetris 100. 99.
Fight.
Tetris Versus.
No.
Tetris 100. Tetris 99.
No. Fight.
Street Fighter Puzzle Fighter.
No.
Tetris Fight, Tetris Battle, Tetris War.
No.
War Tetris, Fight Tetris, Battle Tetris.
Skip. Tetris Attack. Go.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, not girl.
Boy.
Right on this.
Boy, paper boy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Right on this, not girl. Lots.
I don't know any other paperboy games. I'm very sorry.
Skip it. Ugh. Not frog.
Snake.
No, not frog. Fight, not frog.
Fight, not frog. It's not a frog. But it's an amphibian.
Yes.
Okay. What other amphibians are there? Toad.
Yeah, fight.
Toad fight. Toad battle.
Other way.
She said other way. She said other way.
Yeah, sorry. I fucked it.
Okay.
Huh?
Don't harm me.
No. Skip. Big ape.
Donkey Kong.
Time. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Very good.
Fuck
I
you.
can't believe you got Toad Battle and not
Toad
Battle.
Battle. Oh.
All right, Specs.
Beautiful.
This is the last round.
Side scroll game. Shoot dick. Shoot vag.
R-Type?
No.
No.
You
Gradius.
man. Side scroll.
Oh, Choaniki?
No.
No.
Well known side scroll shoot game.
Oh, God.
Old.
Parodius something. No.
You in wood.
You in wood?
The fuck is this game?
In. Fucking
Maybe
skip
we
it.
skip
Just
this.
skip
Yeah,
it.
skip that one.
Wow.
Get back to it if we can.
Race game. Play as Bing Man.
Mario Kart.
Yes. With.
Mario Kart Super Circuit. Mario Kart Deluxe.
No.
Mario Kart Double Dash.
You flick to jump.
Flick to
Mario
jump.
Kart Wii.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Yes.
No, total. Okay, yeah. There you go.
You kill big dog and.
Bloodborne.
No.
No.
Kill big things. Take
Monster Hunter.
corpse. Yes.
Yeah.
You not in jail.
Not in jail.
Time.
Freedom.
Really? That was time.
Freedom. Oh, I see. Yeah. Good one.
That was time.
The first. Wait, are you gonna? Oh, we're done, aren't we?
Yeah, you're done.
The first one was Contra.
Fucking hard, right?
Oh, that's hard.
You do shoot like vagina-shaped monsters in Contra,
Not
don't
really,
you?
no.
less so.
When you say
End of
game
Contra
shoot
gets-
dick,
End of
There's
Contra, you
one
get
kind of
like
phallic thing at the
dicks
end.
and stuff that you shoot. I
there's
swear.
xenomorphs. There's xenomorph.
No,
I go
there
man-
is one.
I go
the
man
demon-
with gun and no shirt.
Yeah, man with gun, no shirt. Run.
I would, if you said
Sled gun.
Ronald
Yeah.
Henry Kissinger. No, you can't say Henry Kissinger, but
No, you cannot.
you need to go down that route. Man who cats tried to kill.
That was good. I
That's
enjoyed
fucking
it.
hard. I
That
just
is
scrolling through these,
difficult.
and like most of these, if you showed me a set piece from this game, I would not be able to tell you what it was.
I
Fancy
did
was
just
there
don't
anything
know
I
about
skipped?
video games,
I don't
do
know
you,
video
Shani?
games. I know a very select few video games.
That's good, actually.
I'm very glad that Catsman got Persona dancing all night. That was pleasing to me.
I don't know why Specs is so good at this game. Why are you so good at
Because
this?
he knows all the video games that have ever been
But
made.
it's
No,
not
I'm
just
just-
that he
No,
knows all the video games. It's
that's
also
not
that he
it.
can talk about them like a caveman, just like that, like flicking a switch.
Synonyms, mate.
I think I've played quite a lot of poetry for Neanderthals, and I've picked up the habit of getting it to work.
How would you have described Senran Kagura without knowing what the game was?
Girl with big tits.
Without
Without
knowing what the
knowing
game
the
was.
game
You wouldn't.
was.
You just have to know what the
I
game
mean,
is.
you wouldn't, but you should know what Senran Kagura is. We talk about it
I mean,
enough.
The thing
It's
I
been
know
talked
about
about.
it is that it's a
Oh.
masterpiece.
The first,
Wooly,
you have
you get
seen a
one
video
more
of
go.
that.
Even Peach
It's
Bitch
not over
Flash, it
yet.
was burst.
All right,
It doesn't
let's go.
matter.
I love bursting.
Did you hear what Animitch said?
Yeah, another
Yeah.
round.
One more.
Team one has
Ooh.
only done. Team one has done 6 rounds. Team two has only done 5 rounds.
Yeah, I thought
Which
so.
One
team?
more.
Wait, is that us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going one more time.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Man in big town, do crime.
GTA?
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In East.
San Andreas?
No.
Is that East? That's West. I don't know them.
East.
I don't know the GTAs aside from the numbers.
Okay, skip.
Sorry.
Scale Beast.
Scale Beast. Spyro again?
2 of them.
2 of them. Double Dragon.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
2 of them more.
Quadruple Dragon.
Mm,
Double Dragons 2.
yes.
Nice.
I need the full title.
Yeah. Come back to kill. Come back to kill.
Return.
One word. Come back to kill.
Come back to kill.
in
Revenge.
one word. Yes.
Whoa, time.
Did I get that?
Yeah.
Double Dragon 2: The Revenge.
So that has changed things. Not at all.
I'm sorry,
so
Willie.
the final score is Wooly and Shiny 14, Specs, Cats, and Moogle 29.
Oof.
I think we shouldn't have allowed Moogle and Specs to be on the same team.
Yeah, they have a synergy.
I did.
Yeah, Moogle
I
did
did
say
say,
it before we started.
I said before
Oh,
we
is it you?
started that
Well,
we
I
should
said I
probably
was
be on
never
other
going to
teams.
compliment Specs, but, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I enjoyed this game.
Yeah, I like it.
it's
I
enjoyable.
want to give some of my own games to go onto it that I know.
Yeah, if we were to submit
Can I make cards
games,
and send them to you?
Sure.
Thank you.
I did like the round directly after. In fact, one of the games directly after Shiny was a Zelda game that she would have known.
Why don't we have Shiny
I
be
also
the
like
games
that you
master
didn't get
next
Monster
time?
Hunter Freedom.
In prison, like I have
Not
not
in
thought
jail.
about freedom. Yeah, I know. Like I was thinking about like other words. Like that did not come into my head.
I'm gonna round things over to another random news item. Does anyone remember this from late last year?
Oh, sick. Is this true?
Yes, he says he hasn't used it. The headline is the Oculus founder, who was later fired by Facebook, created a VR headset that can kill people in real life if they die in the game.
Jesus fucking
I mean, surely that would be
Christ.
quite easy to do because all you need to do is put a mechanism that like fucking fires a nail out into someone's skull.
It's like a regular VR headset with like a giant fucking like knife that just goes directly into your forehead.
I saw this article when it came out, and I just assumed it was a joke, and then didn't read it. Like, I thought this was from like Hard Drive or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what
I
was
thought
thinking.
that's
It's
not
real.
true.
Was the blood one ever real? Was that a joke one?
I think that was that was at like it got to like a prototype stage.
that was real
and
as
then
well, wasn't it?
And then people were like, wait, this is incredibly unsafe. Let's not do this.
What was it? It took a little bit of blood every time you got hit or something.
Yeah, I think so. So obviously, Palmer Lucky's kind of an idiot. And it is incredible.
He sold Oculus for $7 billion.
Yeah, but you can be a good businessman and be very stupid. You just have to already have a lot of money. Anyway, the point is that like this is like the end game, I think, of like Silicon Valley tech people inventing things that shouldn't be invented because they were inspired by some book in which the thing that they invented is objectively a bad thing. To anyone who hasn't read the article, what do you think the VR headset that kills you is inspired by?
I know,
Well, I
know, sir. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I know because I've read the article, sir, so I can't answer.
Well, you're a fucking little cheater then, aren't you, Jimmy? Go to the back of the
closed it after
classroom.
reading the headline. What was the question again?
What was it inspired by?
If she doesn't know video games, she's not
Is
going
it
to know
inspired
anime.
by a video game?
It's inspired by something that very stupid
Is it
people
inspired
like.
by the movie Hackers?
Hey, I take genuine offense to that.
If you die in that, you die in real life.
No, you don't.
Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking about that other film we watched. What was that one?
Gamer.
Gamer, that's the one.
Stay Alive, I think.
Stay alive.
Right?
Yeah, it was
Stay Alive.
Yeah.
Stay Alive.
They're all
was
the
good.
one
fucking
with
same.
the
Is it
horror
inspired
game.
by that?
No, it's inspired by Sword Art Online.
I would never have guessed that.
I'll remove it from the cards then.
Sword Art Online is one of those things that only exists in my brain. The instance that someone says Sword Art Online and then it's immediately gone.
Everything they say subsequently just turns into static.
It's a romance novel.
What is?
Sword Art Online.
Is
Huh?
it?
Yeah.
There's no sword, there's no art, and it's not online.
Well, there are those things, but about halfway through, it just turns into a romance, and then eventually
Cringe.
the plot comes back.
What now?
I don't know.
I like his final boss end quote. It is also, as far as I know, the first non-fiction example of a VR device that can actually kill the user. It won't be the last.
Whoa.
I need
auras.
venture capital funding for my company that makes VR headsets that kill you.
Did anyone have any fun dreams lately?
I'll go through, because we've got a backlog of dreams, so I'll do a few more.
Oh, he's making the face.
Okay, buckle in, it's a long one. Had a dream that I shat myself.
I like to imagine that he had to
That's it.
check the bed when he woke up.
I don't even remember this. I must have just woken up and
wrote this down immediately.
yeah.
I got another one for you, by the way, Specs.
I also remember reciting a poem about how the UK government had made face-sitting illegal. I can't remember it exactly, and that's why I should have written this as soon as I woke up.
I would have loved to see the poem. That's like a Liz Truss policy.
I don't remember anything about these dreams. I had a dream about face-sitting being illegal.
I dreamt that I was at my job at the warehouse. During lunch break, I found myself gathered with my coworkers in a big crowd, standing in a semicircle outside 2 bathrooms, which have mysteriously appeared in the parking lot, along with a manned hot dog stand. Suddenly, both bathroom doors explode off their hinges, and there's also a big cloud of smoke. 2 tall, freakishly muscular Cho Aniki-looking guys appear. One of them beelines towards my boss, who is also a giant, while the other one beelines straight for me and knocks me to the ground. As he rains blows on me, I try to block his punches with one arm while cupping the other hand over my crotch. I just know my attacker is going to go for the balls. I try to grab his arm and getting in a crossface, but it doesn't work. I'm saved when one of my coworkers throws a stop sign at my attacker, who gets off of me and approaches the sign thrower instead. I grab the stop sign, get up, and try to bull rush a Cho Aniki guy, but I fall on my face. In a later part of the dream, I get a magazine home in the mail. Its sole writer and editor is US actor Philip Baker Hall, which I know because next to every single article is a picture of him looking sad. You have to include a picture. You have to include a picture of it to work. He wrote up a full account of the fight between the warehouse workers and the Cho Aniki guys. His next piece was a huge center-spread article lamenting the impending death of the cocoa industry, and that soon we will have to make do without any chocolate. After reading it, I woke up.
So the waking up in like a cold sweat moment you get at the end of a dream.
Because the cocoa industry is going.
The Philip Baker Hall newspaper is definitely my favorite part of that dream.
Yeah. It's so sad looking.
I had a dream that I encased myself in a plaster statue of George Bush and had it placed in the White House, and then I waited for an opportune moment, and then I burst out of the statue and scared Obama.
Nice.
How scared was Obama?
He was like mildly shocked, but not, like mildly surprised, but not enough to call like the Secret Service guys. Like he was like, at first I wasn't sure, but this is clearly a joke in good faith.
Another one for me. I don't remember these. That's the best thing about them. I also had a dream where my dad gained superpowers and used them to see if he could knock out zoo animals in one punch. He knocked out a lion, but he only managed to stagger the gorilla.
Is it accurate to your dad?
I don't think my dad could knock out...
But would he if he got superpowers?
If he got superpowers, then I don't think he would go looking for a fight with a gorilla, but I bet he would, like, if one stepped to him, he'd try it.
Was this inspired by that frenzy that people got into over, there was like a survey of Brits and Americans that was done about like what percentage of people think you could beat up a lion?
Oh yeah.
And like an outrageous number of people thought that they could take like quite large predatory animals just with their fists.
So in America, was it specified with your fists?
I have it here.
Yes, it was bare hands.
I think I could beat any animal you gave me. I could beat every single one.
Elephant?
Yeah. I'm not saying that...
I think an elephant
I'd
wouldn't be too hard.
Good condition, but I could beat the animal that it wouldn't want to fight me anymore. Any animal.
The elephant's charging at you. What's your strategy?
I'm gonna move out of the way. Easy.
Okay,
I'm smarter than an elephant.
You duck out of the way.
Even if I don't use weapons, I could beat that elephant.
So you duck out of the way.
What's the elephant's form of attack? Charging at me with its tusks or stomping on me?
Yeah.
I just don't be on the floor and I don't be in front of it. It can't do anything.
Okay, Mitch starts hovering in the air, and then anytime the elephant turns, he just teleports behind it. So even though you've got your perfect elephant evasion strategy, now how do you start? Do you punch it? Do you kick it? How do you attack it?
I'm gonna go for its eyes and its ear. I'm gonna bite its ears.
Okay, but the ears and eyes are in the tusk zone.
Yeah, no, but I can be behind its head because it's got really big flappy ears.
You can climb up its tail and then sit on top of it.
Oh, the tail is also good. I'm just gonna tug on its tail. You've never heard of an elephant like
you tug on the elephant's tail, it immediately kicks you, and all of your bones break.
What if it shits?
I don't care if it shits on me. I'm still alive.
The thing is, Mitch, you've said that you think you could beat these animals in a fight. I think you're talking about drawing with them by like.
No.
I don't think the animal becomes disinterested
from internal bleeding, you've still won, in my opinion.
No, he was saying you just get to a point where the elephant can't fight him anymore. That doesn't mean you've beaten it. It just gets bored.
So I've submitted it.
No, it hasn't. What? Because the elephant's like, oh, I give up. This is boring.
Yeah, animals give up all the time. They give up fights because they know that if they keep fighting, they're going to sustain a critical injury.
The elephant,
that means you win.
In this hypothetical,
are you telling me that if I got in a fight with another human and I started biting his ears and pulling his tail, and he said, "Oh, I'm not having any of this," and he ran away, that I didn't win that fight?
It's a fight to the death. It's like a cage fight. You're in like the Colosseum. There's no escape.
It would take a long while, but I could beat it.
How?
Okay, well, I told you, I don't get charged and I don't get stumped.
Don't get charged. Right, okay, you're in a duel with a cowboy and your strategy is don't get shot.
Top speed of elephants.
You're in a bare knuckle fist fight with the Shogun Tokugawa. Your strategy is
kilometers
don't
an hour
get punched. That's not a strategy. That's the thing you would ideally like to do.
What's 40 kilometers?
That's going to be about 29 miles an hour.
How big's the cage? Because I don't think it's 0 to 60 in like 1.5 seconds. I think it has to.
It's more like 25 miles an hour, actually.
I can easily get out of the way of that. I've played video games. It charges towards you. It keeps going. You just dodge at the last second. Then you're behind it, and then you can just attack the ears.
Yeah, and if it's getting smeared against the wall, why didn't this elephant work like a video game boss fight where it charges into the wall and gives me stun frames?
He gets his tusks stuck in the mesh of the cage in the cage match, so Mitch can then easily submit him by sticking his fist up the elephant's ass. The amount of people in this survey who said they think they could take a large dog is concerning as well. Dogs just fucking bite your hand off.
But it depends what sort of dog. Yeah, well, guess what?
You've got another hand that you can punch it with. Okay? Easy win. Easy victory.
Mitch with the dog, like, just completely destroying his hand, punching it with the other hand. I've won, dog. I've won, you idiot.
I'm not owned.
So what if the dog goes to your balls?
I've got 2 of them. Again.
One ball to punch with.
Apparently the way to actually if a dog jumps on you, the best thing to do is like push its front legs outwards because their joints don't work right to stop that from just dislocating their shoulders.
Specs, your primary attack is dislocating. If this was Smash Brothers, that would be all of your Smash attacks.
Good luck against any snakes.
No, I dislocate its jaw. Then it can't eat me, right? Wait, no, that makes them more powerful. Oh, God.
Yeah. I like the snake. Specs goes into the cage fight with the snakes thinking, easy, dislocates the jaw, and then he's like, oh, no!
Oh, no, my hubris.
Okay, we'll go with one more dream, and then we'll move on. But
I've got my dreams.
Oh, what's your... Oh, yeah, your dreams are on your phone. You don't post them. Give me some Animitch dreams,
I was worried at first hand because I thought we'd do a podcast much sooner, and the only dream I had was like It might have said, Mitch, maybe you need to talk to someone about this stuff. But I don't worry, I had other dreams.
You've had normal dreams now.
Dreamt I was trying to mix drinks in a washing machine. I placed the liquids and ice in the opening you would put detergent. There was a medium-sized fan inside the compartment that I thought would be used to cut the ice. Turned the machine on, the fan got stuck. Fortunately, there was a hole I could reach inside to reposition the ice and spin the fan. After a few failed attempts with some scary noises as the fan crunched and halted in the ice, the washing machine spun to life and got louder and louder as it began mixing the drinks. It was scaring me, so I turned it off at the wall, but the machine would not stop as it appeared to glow. I unplugged it from the wall as the machine continued revving. I woke up with the feeling that my parents would be angry with me for ruining their washing machine.
This is 100% like a washing machine stress dream. I have to do a very specific set of events to get my washing machine to like give me back clothes.
Back my clothes.
Yeah, well, no, it'll be like, I'm drying your clothes more, and I'm like, no, they're already dry. Give them back. You're going to toast them. They're all going to shrink. And my washing machine is like, no, they're mine. I'm going to toast them.
I like the idea of having to put different drinks in different like trays to get them to mix properly in a washing machine. I think that's cool.
Yeah, if they made a small one of those, I would buy it.
That's good dream logic.
Yep.
I'm got another one. This one's a bit more in depth. Okay, so I dreamt I was on the bus. The bus layout had no ordinary seats. Most of it was standing with picnic-like tables in the center. Some cute Chinese girls were there, and I attempted to flirt with them unsuccessfully. I then asked some wrestlers who were on board the bus for advice, one of them being John Moxley. With renewed confidence, I tried again. Surprisingly, I got invited to the cutest one's house. We left the bus and walked to her house. There was a young man wearing a destiny mask as we walked up to a rock garden formation. She overturned one of the rocks to retrieve a key, which I thought was neat. I was hit with a huge sense of deja vu as I asked if she had a room dedicated to trampolines. She looked concerned as if she did, but she did not confirm it. How could I have known that? I was able to vaguely recall the layout of her house, as well as her birth name, and the fact that she was adopted, even though she never told me these things. As the rest of her white family arrived, I noticed a drawing stapled to the outside of the house. When I asked what it was, I was told it was a picture of Chinese girl and the rock she drew when she was a really young girl. While there was a faint outline of a rock visage, there was an impression of me in the drawing too. Not one-to-one, but had features of me. Freaked out, I noticed dates in the bottom right corner. There was today's date and an earlier date, which confirmed to me that I had been there before. Freaked out, I did not enter the house. As it got dark, I tried to ask the father for a ride home, which he refused. I started to walk home as the family turned into real assholes and I started to call them cunts as loud as I could to attract the attention of the neighbours. As we walked further, I noticed a small boy with brown hair and was wearing glasses. The family started to antagonize the boy. I attempted to defend the boy with a rock by smashing people over the head. I woke up.
What does it mean?
I don't... That's not the worrying one. I didn't tell.
I think it means that Mitch can't get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But
This is why he worries that they've somehow stolen his essence from a previous life.
yeah, it's the complicated reasons. That's the problem.
Yeah. Have I had any particularly good sleep talks recently that you think would be worth going in right now after I finish speaking this sentence?
Hi there. I'd like to smell a monkey's farts.
Is that the thing you said? I don't listen to that.
That's an old
That's
one.
an Ape Escape one. That might have gone in the last podcast, though, I think. I'm here to smell the monkey's farts.
The problem is, I think he peaked.
With Juliana Bambo-Grande.
Yeah. Okay, we'll finish with a shiny dream.
Oh God, okay. Had a dream that my driving instructor said the N-word, so I had to try find a new teacher for the last 5 days before my test. That's it. I don't remember that.
As I might have mentioned before, my old driving teacher was like sexually attracted to cars, but by the time he told me, I was too deep and needing more lessons to like change driving instructor.
Why would he tell you that?
He was a very nice guy. He was just sexually attracted to cars. He didn't say I'm sexually attracted to cars. He said, you know, don't you think that cars can be sexy?
Oh, that's not the same thing, though.
It is, though. Yes, it is.
It's not quite the same thing, but if that was like what was the context in which he asked you this? Because that sounds like one of those leading questions to see if you are also a car sexual, so he can continue to like speak to you about it.
Just describing like the curvature and the angles and the shapes of cars as sexy. Like, I'm sorry, but if you use the phrase, don't you think X can be sexy, and you're not sexually attracted to that thing, don't call it sexy. Call it something else.
I guess that's the end of the podcast.
I think so.
Let's end on a note about the game title Various Day Life.
Various Day Life.
The worst named
comes
game
again.
of all time, Various Day Life.
For like a fantasy game, too. It's a high fantasy game. It's not even like a slice of life thing.
Various Day Life.
I don't know what Various Day Life is.
It doesn't betray anything about the content of the game, really. Aside from the fact that you're living a various day life.
Various Day Life.
Various Day Life.
It's actually a phone game originally, and they've re-released it on Switch. But
Aren't we all living a various day life anyway?
we are all living a various day life.
Well, time to dither away into nothing.
I hope this will be good in the edit if it ever gets made.
Better to dither than to wither.
It'll be made about 4 months from now. Look out for it on your RSS feed.
Washed up on Japan, that huge fucking egg, and I don't know what it is.
I love the egg.
I haven't seen that.
News story.
Show this.
I think they do know what it is. I'm pretty sure it was just a boy, but
no, it's an egg, dude.
But I'm 99% sure it's actually just a boy.
It's quite easy to determine whether something is a boy or an egg. Boys tend to have limbs and a head, and eggs are just round.
That's an egg.
What about the egg?
I don't know what it is.
Garfield was friends with? The egg with legs?
I can clearly see that looks like some sort of boy device. It's not an egg.
What do you mean?
It's got like a thing for attaching a chain to it at the top of it.
That's just a nod.
That's very clearly a buoyancy device.
No.
Yeah, that is not an egg.
Get there?
Washed up? What do you mean? How did it get there?
In the article I am reading,
it's huge.
In
and
the
it's
article
heavy. It's
I
an
am
egg.
reading,
They're
it is
not heavy, they're
described
buoyant, that's the point.
as a 1.5 meter metal ball. That's not an egg.
It's got a metal animal living inside it. Then
metal ball is life.
Does the metal ball be buoyant then? That doesn't make any sense.
Because it's hollow and air is very light.
Not lighter than metal.
While some suspect
Lighter
it's a
than
boy,
water.
NHK reported the recent reporting on the Chinese spy balloon shot down over the US has sent social media users into a spasm of speculation.
Yeah, this is everyone since those Chinese spy balloons got got discovered is like everything is a mysterious sphere. And I do like the idea that the world is full of spheres that we don't fully understand, because I'm a fan of The Prisoner, the late 60s TV show that features a big white ball that kills people.
Sounds dope, actually.
It is. And it goes...
It's all right.
Like a dog.
Before we go, I'm going to get ChatGPT to give us an outro.
Oh, Specs, you've become too reliant on ChatGPT.
He loves it.
Egg.
Having a parasocial relationship with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is boring and I hate it. I want to talk to the Bing AI.
I can talk to the Bing AI. What do you want to ask it?
I'd have to have I would probably just sit there poking and prodding it until it insulted me.
The problem with the Bing AI is it only responds to question chains about 10 times now before it gives up and says you've got to start a new one to stop it from like going crazy. They put that measure in. I haven't been able to get it to do anything. I once tried taunting it by just repeating everything it said back to me, and it didn't work. It just kind of like restarted the conversation.
When am I going to be able to force you people to play Bibli's Quest?
I've got something good I can post from Bing. That's a good bit of entropy to end on. Give me a second.
I've vicariously experienced Bibli's Quest. I don't feel the need to experience it for real.
No, you should. People these days don't know how to design a platformer. I might have, if we'd had more time, maybe I would have tried to sneak in a conversation about Pizza Tower.
Okay.
Pizza Tower.
Are you guys ready for this?
Pizza.
Yeah.
Ready?
Pizza.
Okay.
You've heard Pepino 10 times.
I asked Bing. Actually, I'm not going to tell you what I asked Bing. I'm just going to read out Bing's response to you. That's an unusual question. The answer depends on several factors, such as the size and shape of the macaroni, the amount of water in the foreskin, and whether you would measure by weight or volume. According to one source, the human foreskin is a specialized bilayer tissue that would take up to 14 square inches if it were unfolded to lie flat. Another source suggests that most circumcised men have lost a patch of foreskin that would be about 3 by 5 inches if laid out. 1 ounce of macaroni is equivalent to 0.123 US cups by volume, or about 28 grams by weight. 1 cup of macaroni is equal to 230 grams by weight. To estimate how much macaroni can be stored in an average man's foreskin, we would need to know how much space is available inside the foreskin when it is stretched over the penis head. This would vary depending on the penis size and erection state. A 2020 review of research on penis size found that the average length of an erect penis is between 5.1 inches and 5.5 inches. Anyone here want to weigh in on that?
No.
What's that in centimeters?
What the fuck is an inch?
So 6 inches is about 15 centimeters. So
You didn't say 6 inches, though.
Yeah, 5.5 inches is going to be about 14 centimeters, isn't it?
No
Assuming
comment.
a flaccid penis length of 3 inches and a foreskin length of 1 inch, half of what was lost by circumcision, we can approximate the volume of space inside the foreskin as a cylinder with the radius of 0.75 inch and a height of 1 inch. The volume formula for a cylinder is V equals pi r squared by height, where r is the radius and h is the height. Using this formula, we get V equals pi times 0.75 squared times 1 equals 1.77 cubic inches. Dividing this by 0.123 US cups per ounce of macaroni, we get about 0.24 ounces, or about 6.8 grams of macaroni that can fit inside a man's flaccid foreskin.
What's your problem?
It's
You
a
got
lot
all that
longer
for
when it's
asking
read
for a
out.
podcast outro?
I hope this answers your question.
It's a lot longer read out loud than it was reading.
I think it's the same.
Just kept going.
ChatGPT wouldn't have answered that.
According to one source, we estimate that 37 to 39% of men globally are circumcised. Assuming this is accurate, we can subtract this
I'm gonna
population
leave.
from 50%.
Goodbye.
We haven't even ended the show.
Can we end it? Can we end it?
This has been
I'm hungry.
I don't want to hear it.
lunchtime.
I already read it. I already read it. I don't want to already read it. It was funny when I read it the first time, and now I've heard it, and I know it. I know.
This
That's the AI. That's the AI for an outro.
this has been.
That's the AI.
Okay, give me a second.
You fucking asking ChatGPT to generate an outro. One of these days, you're going to be, working the medicals, and one of your patients is going to be like, so what do I
On
do?
the show.
You're just going to turn around and type their thing into ChatGPT.
Okay. And that's a wrap for today's Lunchtime podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening to our discussion and insights on macaroni and the foreskin. Before we go, we'd like to remind you to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And if you have any suggestions for topics you'd like us to cover or any feedback on today's episode, please don't hesitate to reach out to us on our social media channels. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to having you tune in again next time for another exciting episode of the Lunchtime Podcast.
God.
Turgid.
This is,
Slightly flaccid.
when people imagined to me what an AI dystopia would look like, I didn't for one moment think that it would look like this. I thought that robots would, all gang up and oppress us, but instead they've simply stolen our only source of sustenance.
What? Food?
Yes, they've stolen our food.
There, where that last biscuit is going.
One for
We didn't
me
talk
and one
about
for the
fact that-
robots.
We didn't talk about the fact that they're actually taking down the number of biscuits in each packet.
I have strong feelings about this.
The penguins.
How many is it going from? It was
I can't
10,
remember.
right? They're going from 10 to 8.
There
Hold
used
on.
to be 12 penguins in a packet of penguins multi-buy, but now there's only 11 penguins in a penguin multi-buy.
I mean, to be fair, I've never bought branded penguin biscuits ever. And if I wanted branded penguin,
Penguin.
if I wanted branded penguin biscuits, I would simply donate blood. That's what my housemate does.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm due to donate, actually. I wonder if they're open.
Donate your blood.
Yeah,
I'm
penguin
not
and
allowed.
penguin and club multi-packs are to shrink from 8 bars to 7.
Outrageous.
Isn't that sad?
I complained to someone about this the other day,
Well,
and they were.
one of them in it.
I complained about this to someone the other day, and they were like, "Well, statistically, Britain's food in the UK has been so incredibly inexpensive in the past that really this is just the price of food rising to be comparable with other countries." And I wanted to slap them because what the fuck? My energy bills are like £3,000 a year. Fuck you. At least give me cheap penguin biscuits.
I wonder how much a Freddo costs now.
I
Maybe
can
it's
find
best
out.
that we don't know. Maybe it's best that we don't know.
No, I'm going on the co-op shop.
No, don't do that.
The co-op shop is the worst place to buy anything. Do they even sell Freddos? It's 25p for a Freddo from the co-op.
Could be worse.
Could it though? That's £1.39 per 100 grams.
Yeah, well.
That's more than a penny a gram.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bing is telling me that the average price of a Freddo in 2022 stands at 30 pence, a whopping 200% increase from the 1990s figure.
Yeah, that's normal.
However, some shops are selling them at much higher prices, such as 49 pence at WH Smith. If you're looking for the finest value Freddo in town, Home Bargains sells them for 17 pence each.
Yeah, nice.
Another Home Bargains victory there.
Love Home Bargains. Excellent.
And you can. The good thing about Bing searches, you can check Bing's citations. I can check bristolpost.co.uk to see how accurate this information is.
That's
All right.
nice. I'm gonna
I
go
didn't
and eat
ask.
food now, so I'm fucking
Yeah,
off.
I'm hungry as fuck. I'm out of here.
See you all.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
This article's from April 2022, so it's
Bye.
probably out of
Bye.
date.
Just not acknowledging that people are saying goodbye and continuing to talk about the price of Freddo.
Freddos are important, don't get me wrong. Like, Mitch is gone, Woods is gone.
I'll
I'm
like
gonna
this
go.
eventually.
I love you all.